Chat. Hello. Hello. All right, you guys. We got a lot to talk about this freaking Game Awards thing. What do you guys say? You want to jump right into things?
Let's do a thing. Let's do a thing. Let's do a thing. Let's do a thing.
Okay.
Bang, bang.
We're going to do a thing happening in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Joystick and Mouse, video game news and reviews for all you filthy casuals out there. My name is Alex. I go by Cross in the gaming community. With me, as always, is Diddy.
Howdy, folks.
And J-Dimes.
What's going on?
Gentlemen, it is, today is December 13th, 2021. Not exactly, partially a week away from what was the Game Awards 2021. That is the focus of today's episode. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to read this summary because I just realized I kind of did a summary, Diddy, but that's fine. I'm going to read your summary because you took all that time. There was other news from the company that can't be named and in the Epic versus Apple ongoing saga, but this week is dedicated to the Video Game Awards that were held this past week. Let's dive right in, let you know our thoughts on this episode of Joystick and Mouse. Oh, and by the way, stick around because we're going to be talking a lot about Halo Infinite campaign, which that's all I got. All just like that. Before we really jump into that, want to actually I'm going to throw this out there for the audience at home. If next week we're putting together like a best of for like the like video games, like our own kind of opinions and other things, right, Diddy?
Yes.
So what I want to hear from you all at home is that if you guys have any highlights from video games from this past year that you want us to talk about on this next episode coming out next week, what I want you to do is email joystickandmouse@gmail.com. Let us know what your favorite game was in the past year and why it was your favorite. Let us know. We can read it out loud. Again, email joystickandmouse@gmail.com. Like we talked about at the top, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to the Game Awards, so we're not going to waste any time. We're going to jump right into things. It's time for the news! Friends, the Game Awards happened, and it was, first of all, before we jump into who won, all the announcements and everything, first, I think it's worth doing like a quick little roundabout here and talk about how we felt about the Game Awards. First and foremost, I want to turn the microphone, let's turn it over to J-Dimes first, because we were all in Discord together watching it live as it happened over, what, two almost 3 hours?
Probably about close to 3 hours, yeah.
Yeah, what were your highlights? What do you think about the show?
I thought it was a very well-produced show. I am impressed that Knightley has found a way to kind of like get this off the ground and make it look so polished so quick.
Well, Keeley, Knightley, Keeley.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Sorry, Keeley. This is like year 5, if that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And he's done really good. It was entertaining. I think they got the winners right. And I think it's great to be able to see the real people from the industry, like, the folks that work on games, the voice actors, and like to be able to put them front and center and see those folks. I think was really cool.
Yeah, totally. Well, actually, Diddy, what are your thoughts?
I will agree with J-Dimes. I was very impressed at the professional quality of the show. For as young as it is, it was just like watching the Emmys or the Oscars or something like that. And I had exactly the same problem with it that I have with those shows. holy shit, did it go on forever? It was
It's
just
a long, yeah.
man, are they long? They just keep going and going and going. But other than that, yes, it was just like watching any other award show that's been around for 30 years. That they did an amazing job of producing and putting that on.
They really did. They really did. Yeah, that was kind of my own personal experience watching it. Same sort of deal. I think that it's really challenging. First of all, dealing with a digital event like this. So I think that in itself is a great feat. So kudos to the team on doing that. You're broadcasting to hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people on the internet, talking about some of these big games that are coming out, and awarding some of the big games in the industry. So I think that was, first off, a feat in itself, and I thought that was awesome. I was actually, and we're going to talk about, and this might be a good segue, by the way, to talk about the music. The music was, like, in my opinion, the best it's ever been from any game, from any of the Game Awards, I think. Typically in the past, like, there's been some performances where you're just like, oh, all right, we're kind of going along with it. I kind of get the deal. I kind of get why they have this person here. But in all honesty, I think every single performance hit the mark for me. Like there wasn't. Did anything kind of come off as cringy to you guys?
No, I was very impressed with the level of artists. I mean, they had Sting,
dude,
and
I know,
Imagine
right?
Dragons for goodness sake, and I was really impressed with it. It was again very well polished, very well done. I thought the music acts fit where they put them. It flowed really well. It wasn't like, there was this big long thing and musical interlude in the middle. So I thought they mixed the musical performances in the show, and it flowed real well, and I was really impressed with it.
Yeah,
the orchestra was amazing, and of course, then there was Electric Guitar Girl.
Oh, she was great. Wait, who was it that was on stage at that point watching? Oh, it was Neil Druckmann, The Last of Us, and all that. He was just like the whole time while she was playing. I was like,
She blew up on social media. It was.
Yeah, it was really funny. It was really funny. No, but I think that
hopefully his wife wasn't sitting next to him, because he might have been in trouble.
Might have been in trouble.
Just a little bit.
I don't know, dude. By the way, I'm noticing on my for some reason I am not able to display my screen to show you guys any of the backdrop of like some of the videos from some of the games. So you'll just be seeing us today. I don't know why it's not working. It just stopped working as soon as we went live. So we'll figure that out later. So if you're watching live on Twitch, you got to look at our faces today. It's just the way it is. It's the way it's going to be.
Julie
today.
Elvin was
that
the
person's
name of the
name?
guitarist. Yes.
Nice.
We should credit her.
Yeah.
And she was really good.
Yes.
She was very good. Another highlight for me was, I don't know, I like Imagine Dragons. I thought that they did a really good performance, and some of the collaborations and mashups and stuff that they did, like with some of the other artists on stage. I thought that was really neat, and they do really well performing live. And it just felt like super, I don't know. It felt right for the tone of the show. It felt good from like, a performance perspective. I thought that all that was really good. I don't know. I heard some people shitting on Imagine Dragons, but I think it's just kind of one of those things where it's like Nickelback. You just want to shit on them for the sake of it. But deep down you're like, look at this photograph. And you're like, that's a good song. Right? I think they did fine. Did you guys like the Imagine Dragons thing?
I'm one of the people that actually likes Nickelback. I think they're
How
fine.
dare you? First of all,
fine.
That is offensive to every ounce of internet neckbeard boy that I am.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're fine. They're fine. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, yes, they've done the same song over and over and over for about 10 years, but they're fine. It's fine. Yeah, I thought they were really good. I actually really enjoyed the Horizon Forbidden West song. I think it was called Promise, maybe. Yes.
Let me
Promise?
see. Promise of the West.
All right. Yeah. Real great song. Very, very,
very good.
well done. Nice and pretty song. I
Beautiful.
enjoyed that a lot.
And she's that like vocal melody that you hear throughout Horizon, in general, is so haunting.
I need to go back and finish
beautiful.
that.
I do too, dude. As soon as I saw that,
The music is fantastic in it.
We were all talking about it as soon as that started playing. All of us were like, man, we gotta go back and play that. It's not that I don't like that game. Does
that have upgraded graphics of the PS5?
Yeah, well, I
Like
think it
God of War did?
upscales. I think it upscales.
Did it upscale? I might have to fire that.
It looks really pretty. I don't know. I
Hey,
fired it
fellas.
up. But yeah.
I have a development for you.
Okay.
So next to me is this PS5 in a box.
Oh,
And
God.
I am starting to consider maybe just keeping it.
No way. Hold up. Mr. Xbox fanboy over here is saying that he's going to keep.
You have to keep it now that you be able to get different side plates for it. You can
Let
make
me
it
just
whatever
tell
color
you,
you want.
That was about the most hideous thing. Like, they could have at least come out with some designs. Just like
Oh, they're
a
coming.
flat color.
Oh, they're
No,
coming.
it needs to launch with some designs. Like, I should be able to buy God of War plate.
I want a white one. I want a white one with the red lightning stripe through it.
As you should.
I'll buy. I'll buy everybody one. No, those.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, like, why is there not a Miles Morales themed?
Yeah, one with spider web on it.
Sony's missing. They're dropping a ball on this.
Yeah, just flip them in and out, or better yet, have a reactive faceplate on it based on the game that you're playing. What if it changed, like it had an LED, a built-in LED screen on it that would like change into like Spider-Man colors if you're playing Spider-Man.
That sounds expensive, sir.
Oh,
So
I know,
that sounds
but
expensive?
I'm just,
That
just
sounds
pie in the
expensive.
sky. Okay? This thing is already, they were already like, this is going to be a beautiful centerpiece in your freaking entertainment stand.
They weren't cheap though. They were like $50. They were, if
For plastic.
not a little bit more.
I can't wait to see how many people start like 3D printing those things. It wouldn't be hard. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think it would be.
It'll happen.
Somebody
Especially after they
will measure it,
release them and people see like where the tabs and all that stuff are supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, you can take them off now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you
inadvertently pulled the side off mine.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You didn't break anything, did you?
No,
No?
The little
Okay.
thing comes out. It comes right off.
Okay, gotcha. Well, let's talk about kind of the main event itself. I like to think of the Game Awards 2021, well, any of the Game Awards really, kind of being divvied up into a few different experiences. We talked about the music. There's obviously the awards, and then another huge, if not just as important piece to all this is the actual announcements themselves. So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk through what the actual awards were that were given, and what I'm thinking we're going to do here is that we will go through, let's give our thoughts on the actual awards, who won, and we can kind of banter about that. After that, we'll talk about the announcements. Okay? So first and foremost, I think that this is a good one to start on, is the Player's Voice Award. There were 5 nominees. There was Resident Evil Village, Metroid Dread, It Takes Two, Forza Horizon 5, and Halo Infinite 1. I think it's an interesting choice. I think it's warranted. I think it's an interesting choice because the game like literally kind of just came out, right? And the players are voting for that as the best.
Which award was that?
I think this is for the multiplayer. I don't think this includes campaign.
It was just advertised as Halo Infinite.
Which award?
The player's voice.
This was like the Player's Choice Award.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say because it's not listed on that category is not on the nominees page.
Yeah. Well, and that's Ace in chat. That's exactly my point, right? Like, I don't know if it was around long. Don't get me wrong. I think it's really, really good, and we're going to talk about the game a little bit later. But I would almost say that, like, I don't know. It Takes Two might have been just from a longevity perspective, but whatever.
I can't imagine after all the hype and all the so we're sort of we're in this ecosystem all year long, right? We love doing this. We do this podcast because we love video games, and I definitely heard the most buzz about Resident Evil. I absolutely, that was the game that created the most buzz around. I don't think Halo was out long enough, because if I think it had come out earlier in the year, that would have been it hands down.
Right.
I'm surprised that it's the Player's Choice Award winner, just for the sheer length of time that it was out. But yeah, I was really surprised it wasn't Resident Evil, because there was just so much
that was
around that game.
Dude, that was my actual, like, if I had to choose between the two that made sense logistically, it was Resident Evil Village or It Takes Two. That said, I don't know. I'm not surprised,
because this is the players, right? This is what people were talking about, and everybody was talking about Resident Evil.
Well, and everybody, if they were taking the tally, which they were, very like the days leading up to the actual event, Halo Infinite was on the top of everybody's mind, so there's a hype around it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I kudos to them, I guess. I mean, I think it's deserving. Don't get me wrong. After we've been playing through it, but anyway, let's talk about oh, go ahead.
So here's the thing I would say about that, especially since it wasn't like one of the listed awards. I wonder if it's an effect of, because you're leaving it up to the players, like if they got to just kind of choose whatever game, that this was like fresh on their mind because it had just popped. Like essentially, like the multiplayer's been out for a few weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like they just kind of get that recency.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but,
maybe.
Could just be, top of everybody's minds. Ace Tigress in chat is saying December 8th was when the multiplayer was released. It was actually released a few weeks earlier. They released it on the 20th anniversary of Halo as sort of a surprise. So people, including myself, had been playing the multiplayer for a while when that had happened. So,
you know what I wonder about this though, is whether or not next year when the Game Awards come around, whether it'll be a game that's still on people's minds as it goes to like Game of the Year, because they kind of released it in an odd spot.
I wonder if it'll even like will it be allowed, because December 8th is actually the day that the game came out, like the campaign. So is it a contender for Game of the Year next year?
I feel like it has to be. Didn't that happen with Breath of the Wild? Like Breath of the Wild had been another one of those games that came out.
Well, it could be
at an odd release.
Isn't it November 1st? Isn't that the date? Because that's when voting starts, right? I think so. Or maybe. November something.
I mean, listen, at this point, having played it, it's going to be a hard road for anyone to come out and be like, "Nah, we're gonna win."
I don't know, man.
No.
Well, and let's on that note, what I want to do is talk about the most anticipated game. It was Starfield, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild sequel, Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, and Elden Ring, which is the most anticipated game. So Elden Ring won that. To me, I almost wonder if this. I like what you're saying, because I agree Halo is great, but look at the lineup of games that are supposed to come out next year, especially Elden Ring, which is getting a lot of like critical acclaim from, that genre. It's not my cup of tea, that sort of gameplay, but God of War Ragnarok, that is solid, like Game of the Year fodder.
I still gotta finish I gotta finish the last God of War.
It's so good.
I love God of War. Yeah, absolutely. That's my, that's
No,
my
great
game.
game. I gotta
My
sit
favorite.
down and finish
That
it.
is not the most anticipated game. It has to be Breath of the Wild. How is it not? Everybody, eh, people. I know people that don't like God of War. I know people that don't like the Horizon style game. I know people that don't like Halo. Everybody that I know plays Breath of the Wild, plays
Eh.
Zelda,
Was there a
plays
teaser for
Zelda,
that?
and likes
I
it.
didn't.
Yeah.
Did I miss a teaser for that?
Years ago, a couple years ago.
Now they keep saying it's next year, and that may be something to put it off because there hasn't actually been a true release date given,
Yeah.
and they haven't teased it in a long time. So makes me wonder if maybe they said next year, 2022, but
Right.
man, we haven't heard anything. So makes me wonder if they're actually going to do it.
Well, let's talk about the best debut indie game. The contenders were Sable, The Artful Escape, The Forgotten City, Valheim, and the winner was Kena Bridge of Spirits. This is a PlayStation game that it looks beautiful. I've seen videos around it. We even talked about it on the show, and I honestly forgot about that game until they showed it. I think another solid contender to that list though was Valheim.
I've played two of these. I played The Forgotten City and Valheim, and
Okay.
Valheim was by far.
It's just good. It's a good game.
It's a good game. It's fun. It's hard enough that it's challenging, but not so hard that you can't succeed in it.
Right.
So I thought it was very well done. We know a lot of people that played it. We've played it on stream several times.
Tim, did you ever play it?
Wait, which one?
Valheim?
Valheim.
No.
Okay. That was good.
You played Vikings with us, didn't you?
No. We played it with a few other folks. I mean, we've had a bunch of folks from the community join us, but let's talk about the best multiplayer game because Valheim is on that list, as well as New World, which is another one that I really like. Monster Hunter Rise, Knockout City, which is like one of my favorite games. Back for Blood, and It Takes Two. Best multiplayer game. Hard agree.
I probably agree with that one out of that list. Yeah.
I mean,
that.
Did you ever play that, Tim?
What, It Takes Two?
Yeah.
No.
So good, man. Oh my gosh. And just a little plug, because if you go to youtube.com/AlexAlbisu, you can watch Deanna, my wife, and I play through some of it, and it's hilarious and it's fun. It's just such a good couples game. If you guys can play it with your sweethearts, you'll love it.
I'm really surprised that none of the big sports games were on this list. None of the first person shooters were on this list.
Well, there's a whole best sports and racing game category. But it's not a I mean, but I get it because it's a multiplayer game. It could still end up here. But yeah.
I just find it hard to believe that. I don't know. How does Warzone not end up on this list? Like, what game do people play more of than Warzone?
They weren't nominating or celebrating any Activision Blizzard.
No Activision Blizzard game.
Yeah.
No Activision Blizzard. Okay.
Yeah, we probably should have mentioned that up top, that there were no Activision Blizzard games represented at all.
Okay, so that gets rid of your CODs and your Warzones.
Yep.
No Apex?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know. I just no Fortnite. No Fortnite.
Apex Legends was nominated for best ongoing game and best community support, for what it's worth.
I just feel like those games are the epitome of multiplayer.
I don't know about epitome, but they're definitely multiplayer games.
Okay. I'm sorry. When I say epitome, I mean
they are the most played games.
They are the most played games, and they are multiplayer.
You could say that you could have put Final Fantasy 14 on that list then.
I mean, you could have.
You know what I mean?
But But can you play? And I've not played Final Fantasy 14. Can you play Final Fantasy 14 without playing multiplayer?
No.
No.
It requires you to play an open world.
Yeah, it's an MMO.
So I
It's
just,
MMO.
listen. No, this is not a shot at the games that are here.
Right.
I just think it is a glaring omission that when probably your largest played games in the world, they're not on this list.
Well, yeah. And you know what else it could be? Because what I'm noticing is a lot of these are newer games. Maybe they had to come out at a certain
I wonder
time.
if they have to come out this year?
Maybe. Well, let's talk about the best sim strategy game. Evil Genius 2, World Domination, Humankind, Inscription, Flight Simulator, and Age of Empires 4 was the winner.
Man, never played one of those games.
They're
People
so
love
good.
them.
I love
They're
Age of
fun.
Empires.
It's a real fun game.
I was very tempted to buy Inscription today.
I bought
I
it,
mean,
dude. I haven't played it yet, but it looks super cool.
The
it's
only
no
thing that has
Civ,
held
but-
me off is that it's not Mac. Like, I'd like to buy a game that like I could take with me.
Oh yeah, on your
Like
laptop
when I'm
and stuff.
and I
Yeah.
feel like that's a game that would lend itself to it.
Yeah,
But it's that seems like a very interesting.
it does. It's like a
Interesting game.
horror card game. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Kind of neat. Let's talk about.
Somebody was talking about that in the
Hmm?
channel today. That game.
Yeah, no, we were all talking about it on Discord.
Yeah.
That's one that I have it installed. I just haven't touched it. Let's move on to best sports racing game. You have F1 2021, FIFA 22, Hot Wheels Unleashed, Riders Republic, and Forza Horizon 5 was the winner. Totally.
Of course it was.
Yes.
Somebody here is a
deserving.
big fan of Forza Horizon.
Dude, I know. I don't understand why nobody's
Singing
told me
its
about it.
praises.
I told
Um,
you guys about it. Did you
because
remember
there-
when I told you about that game?
Okay, because there hasn't been a cruising game for quite a few years. Forza is the best racing game, but
I know.
Only
those
because
those
there's no-
cruising games are
only
fun, huh?
because there's no cruising USA
Listen,
game.
no. I would say this: Forza Horizon has the mantle of what cruising USA was.
I
Like
would
if there was
agree.
no cruising
Yeah.
USA, there
Yeah.
would be no Forza Horizon.
Because it really kind of has that same vibe as you're
Mhm.
playing it. I'd
It
say cruising
does.
is a little more fast paced.
Yes,
Yeah,
You could slow
Horizon-
down and enjoy Horizon.
yeah, right. And it's
Fine,
kind of
right?
built for that
I
in a
would-
lot of ways.
Yeah,
see, I think cruising is more akin to like Need for Speed.
yeah. Like truly, like it's just everything's blurry around you. You don't need to pay too much attention to the world around you. But in Forza Horizon, those games, it lends itself to take in the bigger world around you and
Yeah.
realize the world you're in. So
You could play Horizon in the same way that you play Need for Speed or that you played cruising, if that was the way that you wanted to go about it.
Yeah.
But you could also play, take your time and enjoy the scenery. Which
Look-
I think is the better way to play that game.
Yeah. So here's what Audie's saying. FYI, any game released for public consumption on or before November 19th, 2021 was eligible for consideration.
On or before.
Yeah. So
All right.
so that means that some of these older games technically would have been allowed. So
And yes, because
Hmm.
there are a lot of games that I feel like should have been on that list that were not.
well, let's talk about the best family game. Mario Party Superstars, the new Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, WarioWare, get it together. And the winner, though, was It Takes Two. It Takes Two swept Nintendo on that category. Those were all Nintendo games, and It Takes Two took the mantle of best family game. So kudos on that. I would agree. I haven't played any of the
about
others.
that
but-
WarioWare game.
Oh, I want
How that
anyway.
ended up on on family.
Oh,
Those
it's
games have
totally a
never been
multiplayer
family
game.
friendly.
I
So what?
mean,
think
neither
they mean
is.
to play together. It's not.
Yeah,
And how it isn't Mario Party is just beyond me. Mario Party is the best.
it's so good.
It's the
I haven't played the new one, but
it's the best family game.
it is. I agree. I think I need to buy the new one. We're going up to Ohio for Christmas, and that might be fun to play with the family.
Bring
Maybe do
back
that.
rice sausage. That's
Oh,
all
I
I'm
got
saying.
some. I got some for you. Best fighting game: Demon Slayer, Melty Blood, Nickelodeon All Star Brawl, Virtua Fighter 5, but the winner was Guilty Gear Strive. Cool, I guess. I don't play any of those.
Me either.
Never heard of them.
All right,
Next
let's move
category.
on. Best role-playing game: Cyberpunk 2077, Monster Hunter Rise, Scarlet Nexus, Shin Megami Tensei 5, but the winner was Tales of Arise. If you've ever played those Tales games, they're really good JRPGs. I haven't played that one, but I get why it won. I like that game beat out Cyberpunk. Guess
I'd
it's
love to know what the percentages were in this category.
yeah. It would be
Yeah,
nice to know that. Like who was the close runner up? You know what I mean?
I need to start Cyberpunk. I need to give it a whirl.
It's fun. It is fun. It is fun. The best action adventure game: Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, but the winner was Metroid Dread. And I know that I've talked to some friends of mine, including Steven from Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. He's a friend who's been on this show and the Dad Chronicle. He loved that game, and he's talking about how great it is and everything. And I think that that's one that I definitely got to try at some point. Definitely got to try that one. Have you guys played the new Metroid?
I have
No.
not.
It's on
And-
Will's Christmas list. So
Oh, is
maybe.
And I'll tell you what, it better be damn good to be better than Ratchet and Clank, because Ratchet and Clank was the
And-
best action
and
adventure
Resident
game.
Evil.
I was gonna say, and Resident Evil.
Resident
Village.
Evil was very good. Ratchet and Clank is just amazing.
Resident
it
Evil
was-
Village might be one of my favorite Resident Evils.
It went back to the origins of Ratchet and Clank and
See, I gotta try that.
and
Dude.
brought it back. It was
You got to go
so
see the
good.
movie, Alex.
The Ratchet and
So
Clank.
good.
Oh, the Resident
No,
Evil.
the Resident Evil.
No, I know. Best action game: Back for Blood, Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, but the winner is Returnal. That roguelike thing for the PlayStation where it looks kind of like Alien. I think that's cool. I never played it. Those games,
haven't
I like
played it
those
yet.
games, but I don't go out of my way to play them. So good for them.
The
is what
only
I
one
say.
of those I played was Back for Blood, and that shouldn't win anything ever.
Oh, I
Ever?
we're gonna play that game together, and it's gonna be fine. You're gonna like it. Innovation in accessibility. This is a very cool category that allows folks with various disabilities or colorblind or any ways that kind of take away from the quote unquote normal way that you would experience a video game. Innovations in that category. The contenders were Far Cry 6, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, The Veil Shadow of the Crown, but the winner was Forza Horizon 5. I think that's awesome. I actually don't have the details as to what the actual innovation in accessibility was. But Microsoft in general is really good about this. I mean, you've seen their accessibility friendly controller. It's got that big old rectangle with the big old buttons on it, and you have different ways to program that. So that's really cool. And I like that we're making it more accessible to play some of these really amazing games. Any thoughts on that one?
No,
No,
'cause I don't know what the
I'm all about
criteria was.
Horizon.
I just like seeing them win.
Recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward. Did y'all see that part? So I'm guessing it's just like adding some sort of feature in that helps.
Yeah, there were some moments, especially with The Last of Us Part 2, where some people who are legally blind, in some cases they can you can see, but it's hardly visible, but they were actually able to play The Last of Us Part 2 because of some of the accessibility options that were in there around text to speech and the way the coloring and the lighting would change in the game to allow them to be able to experience it. So that's the sort of thing that people can innovate and be nominated for something like this, because I think that they were in that category last year. Best mobile game: Fantasian, League of Legends Wild Rift, Marvel Future Revolution, Pokemon Unite, but the winner was Genshin Impact, as the announcer said. But it's really pronounced Genshin Impact. But the world, the internet especially loves to shit on people. So that person that was announcing that game got shit on. Best independent game. The nominees were 12 Minutes, Death's Door, Inscription, Loop Hero, but the winner, again, Kena Bridge of Spirits. That one game where we were like, yeah, we talked about this. It looks really pretty, but completely forgot. Yeah, that one. So I think that's great. Best ongoing game. Here we go. Apex Legends. It's interesting. Call of Duty Warzone is on this list, but I don't. I think that they were already nominated, but they didn't win. Obviously, Fortnite, Genshin Impact, but the winner, Final Fantasy 14, which I think is awesome. They definitely deserve.
They have done an amazing job the last year,
dude.
Updating the game and keeping it.
I've been loving Heaven's Word.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the game right now.
I really like it. I've been playing a little bit of it lately just to kind of experience some of it. I've been trying out some different jobs. I went the machinist and I went the Dark Knight route, just trying some of those out, and I really like them. I really like it.
Yeah, I've never played a healer before. I'm playing a healer in this one, so
it's good.
I'm enjoying it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Nerve-wracking, but it's fun.
That trek to go from a Realm Reborn into Heaven's Word is brutal, but it's worth it in the end, I have to say. I had a lot of trouble believing. I was like, really? I have to go through all this? But I'll tell you what. Okay, I give them credit. Like, it gets way better. Games for Impact. These are, inclusive stories that, that really kind of capture the lives of folks who are underrepresented typically in video game stories. Before Your Eyes, Boyfriend Dungeon, Chicory, A Colorful Tale, No Longer Home, but the winner is Life is Strange True Colors. Those Life is Strange games are great. I haven't played this one, but I'm all about them. Yeah, have you guys played those?
Yes, they're.
I didn't play
great.
this one, but I haven't played them.
I like them a lot.
Yep, they do a lot of good subject matter.
Oh yeah. Best performance. You have Erica Mori as Alex Chen in Life is Strange True Colors, Giancarlo Esposito as Anton Castillo in Far Cry 6, Jason E. Kelly as Colt Vaughn in Deathloop, Ozuyama Akaga, if I'm saying that right, as Akaga,
listen, you tried.
as Juliana Blake in Deathloop, but my girl Maggie Robertson as Lady Dimitrescu in Resident Evil Village won it. And she is so good in that game. She's so good.
Very good. She's really good. I don't know how you don't give it to Esposito, though.
Yeah, listen, I love Giancarlo Esposito so much.
Mm-hmm. That portrayal was
freaking
spot on.
He's good.
Excellent.
Everybody always talks about him on Breaking Bad. But if you're a Giancarlo Esposito fan, I would encourage you to go back, watch him in Do the Right Thing, School Days, which are like the two Spike Lee movies that he did that were really big. But also watch him in Ali, where he plays Muhammad Ali's dad.
Really? I didn't know he was in that.
Really, really good in that movie. Not like a huge part, but
that was
like
when Will Smith played him, right?
Yes, yeah. And he plays his dad. Yep.
No, he's definitely a favorite of mine. You got to imagine. You got to imagine that that was a close call between the two of them. Anyway, best audio design: Deathloop, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, Returnal, but the winner again, Forza Horizon 5. That's 3, I think now, right? 3.
Man, listen. Mm-hmm. Well, I tried to tell y'all about this Forza Horizon.
I wish you would have told me about it sooner. I did not even know anything about it. It's very good design.
I mean, listen, if it's one thing they do good in that movie, it's music.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not music.
It's not even music.
This is sound.
Sound. It's like the sound of the engines, the audio, like of the world around you, everything like that.
You sure they don't count the in-game audio that is part of the game?
Well, because it's not like
best score in
music.
Radio.
Best score in music is next.
Oh, all right.
And that's Cyberpunk 2077, Deathloop, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, The Artful Escape, but the winner was Near Replicant version, a bunch of numbers. I'm not going to read all that. That was Near Replicant is a really good game. I played a little bit of it. It's pretty cool. If people haven't played it, I think it's on Game Pass, I think. So go check that out.
Any of it.
Cyberpunk 2077 had a great score, though. And same with Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, I could imagine, because of all that great 80s music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this one's really hard because I don't know. Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy uses all that great classic rock and roll music, and I just love that stuff, and I can't imagine anything else being better. So,
well, you got to imagine also there might have been some like innovation, like what. There's nothing innovative about that music. It's really good music.
Nothing. Yeah.
You're literally just taking music that has existed for 30 plus years, Best art direction, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, The Artful Escape, but the winner is Deathloop, a game that has it piqued my interest more and more over the months as more and more people talk about it. It's from those people that made that game, what's it called? Dishonored. It is a French-Canadian studio, I think, that comes out with this stuff. Arcane Studios from Bethesda. They are very talented. They come out with some really cool stuff. So that's part of, I think it might be part of Game Pass. I gotta look. But you guys haven't played Deathloop, have you?
No, I almost bought it though on like the Black Friday sales.
Really? Okay. Best narrative, Deathloop, It Takes Two, Life is Strange, True Colors, Psychonauts 2, but the winner is Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which I was super happy to see because the Avengers one is kind of just meh in general.
The story in Guardians of the Galaxy is excellent, though.
That's what
really,
I heard.
Really good.
Like, I had fun with them. I haven't finished it. I don't know if I intend on going back to the Marvel's game, but
the other story was good too.
It's I don't know. There's Halo, like right now, taking up my time, so I'm not really thinking of anything else. And even after that, like Final Fantasy, and then what else? There are a couple of others. So there are other things to kind of captivate me right now. I don't know. Best game direction, It Takes Two, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Returnal, Deathloop was the winner, which was the other piece that really kind of stuck with me. I was like, okay, so they got good game direction. That's right up my alley. You know what I mean? But let's talk about the reason we're all here, the game of the year. Hold on, let's get a freaking drum roll. Game of the year. The contenders were Deathloop, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, but the winner, It Takes Two. I was so happy to see that because I think that a game like It Takes Two, where it's forced multiplayer, forced sit down couch co-op, not necessarily couch, I think you can do it online too, but the idea is that like you sit down with somebody else and you play this game and it becomes a very social experience and a very like you experience it together, especially that game where, as somebody who played it with their significant other, there's a lot of moments in there that are kind of like real, and then you kind of play through that and experience that with them, and the experience itself was great. And then add in a fantastic game with a fantastic story, great mechanics, and the whole shebang. I can't think of a more deserving game. I was so happy to see this. What were your all's reactions?
Other than surprise,
you were surprised?
I don't know how it wasn't Resident Evil. That was the best game of the year. For me, it was best game of the year.
But you haven't played It Takes Two, right?
I've seen enough gameplay to know that it's not better than Resident Evil.
See, I had more fun playing the little bit of It Takes Two.
And it definitely is as much fun as
Evil.
Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and
Village.
Clank has been fantastic.
I-
I've thoroughly enjoyed that.
I really like seeing them in that category, by the way. I don't think that they actually won a game award, did they? They were nominated.
Nominated a few times, but they didn't win anything.
Yeah.
I would be my two favorite games of the year were easily Ratchet and Clank and Resident Evil.
Wow.
I don't know which one of those I like better. Probably Ratchet and Clank. I mean, it's
I know that's
it's
your sort of
because
thing.
it's fun and quirky and weird and silly and a little tongue in cheek, and you know the monsters are a little weird, and it's just fun. It's a different vibe to it than Resident Evil. But I enjoyed both those games thoroughly.
Good. What about you, Tim?
Man, you know, the problem for me is the only thing. I'm trying to think what else I played this year that was a this year release besides Halo. And I'm not sure that there was anything else. I mean, Forza. I played Forza and I played MLB The Show. MLB didn't end up, I don't think they got nominated for anything.
Nothing.
And I wouldn't say Horizon, as much as I love it, is Game of the Year. So, you know, I don't really have a big issue with It Takes Two because I don't really have anything to say, I think it was better. But I know that Will enjoyed the heck out of Resident Evil Village because we bought it for him.
Yeah, it's a good game.
For him for his birthday. Might have been a birthday present.
I'm happy, by the way, that, you know, seeing really good, because I'm a big horror game fan, as people know who watch my channel and everything. I like seeing horror games getting that sort of attention. You know, it's not just the really in-depth, story-driven, you know, unique co-op experience that is It Takes Two, or games like Ratchet and Clank, which are fantastic, but pretty similar, you know, blueprint to a video game. Whereas, you know, Resident Evil Village and those sorts of games, you know, I think there could be a negative connotation with horror games in general, just being, you know, jump scares. But the fact that it had such a deep story and all this connective tissue with the other games, Resident Evil is something special, and I like that they're capturing that as a nominee for. But again, I don't think that they won anything. I don't think Resident Evil won anything, did they?
She won best portrayal, but
yeah.
Maggie Robertson won best portrayal.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. Well,
do you think we would have enjoyed Resident Evil as much as if we didn't know the backstory to those games?
Yeah. It's a good game, nonetheless. But like, yeah, it doesn't hurt that you've got some of these recurring characters. I think especially since Biohazard, Resident Evil 7, I really like that game and sort of the first person and the narrative that's picked up from there as well with Ethan and some of this stuff. Like, I thought that was really cool, and I like where things are heading. Whatever they do with Resident Evil 9, it's like, take my money. It's already sold.
Yeah, we'll buy that one.
Yeah.
Sight unseen.
Totally. Let's talk about the announcements now. There were a lot of great awards. The ceremony was awesome, but there were a lot of games that were announced. I think around 50 games with new announcements. And then there would be major reveals, some film trailers. But let's talk about what all of the announcements were. And then what I want to do is take time for each of us to talk about what was like our highlight. So I'm going to go through this list. Okay. So we have A Plague Tale Requiem, which is that sequel to Plague Tale, the first game. Babylon's Fall. Chivalry 2 got an announcement. Cuphead, the Delicious Last Course, which is a new DLC for them. Destiny 2, The Witch Queen, which is a new expansion. Evil West. Fall Guys got an announcement. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade got an announcement. Forspoken, Genshin Impact got one. Homeworld 3, Horizon Forbidden West, The King of Fighters 15, Lost Ark, The Matrix Awakens, which was amazing, by the way. I don't know if you guys tried that the Matrix game.
Downloaded. I haven't tried it yet.
I mean, it's not like groundbreaking, amazing gameplay or anything, but just Unreal Engine 5 is
It's amazing.
bonkers. Monster Hunter Rise, Planet of Lana, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, Somerville, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, Chia, Tunic, Warhammer Vermintide 2, and the following, what I'm going to talk about, are actual new game announcements. Alan Wake 2, Among Us VR, Arc Raiders, Dune Spice Wars, The Expanse, which is a new Telltale game around The Expanse.
I just started watching that TV show. Have y'all ever watched
So
it?
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. I haven't really dug into it much, but I like it. Have a Nice Death, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, Nightingale, Rumbleverse, Slitterhead, Sonic Frontiers, Star Trek Resurgence, Star Wars Eclipse, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Thirsty Suitors, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2, and Wonder Woman. All right. Diddy, let's start with you. What was the big announcement? It could be a new game, or it could be any of like the upcoming game, you know, something that's been previously announced, but they had some kind of an update. What was the big announcement for you?
So I think I'm going to surprise you.
Yeah, it's Wonder Woman.
I like the Wonder Woman game. I think it's going to be great, but I think it's just going to be another superhero style game. I think I've said this on the show before, that The Expanse is probably one of the top 3 science fiction shows ever done on TV. It
Hey,
is
give me your top 3, Diddy. I want to know the top 3.
Babylon 5,
Okay.
Star Trek Deep Space Nine,
All right.
and The Expanse.
Okay.
They are some of the best TV ever done for science fiction. The Expanse is fantastic. I cannot wait to play a Telltale game.
I feel like Battlestar Galactica should be on your list.
Battlestar Galactica is very good. The new one. The old one is just
Yeah.
weird.
no,
but
the new one.
the new one's very good, but it doesn't have all it has some intrigue, but it's not the depth that those 3 shows have. Babylon 5 is the best show
Yeah.
I've ever.
By the
best
way,
science fiction show ever put on TV.
what you just said about depth, I think that's so true of The Expanse. When I started watching it, I haven't really dug into it too much, but what I could tell and what I'm very keen on digging in deeper around it is just the universe that lives in. Like, there's so, like, it seems like there are various like levels of society and different types of races and like
it
other
is
things to take into
so-
consideration. It's so deep.
It's
It's like Game of
exceptionally
Thrones.
deep, and there's like 50 threads going on at once. It's just great writing in that show. And so I'm really looking forward to that Telltale, because I love Telltale games. I just absolutely love them.
Here's another question about that. Who owns Telltale now?
Oh, they
who
got
bought
gobbled
them?
up.
Who bought them?
ate them?
Yeah, they closed, and then somebody
Remember-
bought all the rights.
Yeah.
Because I remember Skybound took back the Walking Dead stuff, but
No, Telltale Games, I think it's a new like parent company or like like an investor.
It was an
Okay.
investment company. I want to say Perspective. It wasn't Perspective,
oh
but it was
no.
somebody
Yeah,
like them.
LCG
It was a-
Entertainment had been able to acquire the rights to much of the original. LCG Entertainment is kind of the shell company.
like an
around that.
investment company.
No. Well, it's actually owned by the company that bought them. I think is owned by. Oh no, sorry, that was the original folks. The original folks were from LucasArts, which I didn't know.
Yeah, they were from LucasArts. They
Yes.
weren't owned by LucasArts though, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They just
It was
guys
like
that
just
used to work
people.
together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of, it's not a new, well,
Now,
it's
don't
a
get me
company that
wrong.
acquired the rights to all of that stuff, and they started in 2018. So
There are a
and they're
lot.
now Telltale. Like they're back to being
Yeah.
Telltale.
There are a lot of great games on there. I'm sure Wonder Woman is going. I think Wonder Woman's sort of going to be along the veins of Spider-Man and that style of game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's
All
going
in.
to be good. We're getting a new Star Wars game, which looks really good. Alan Wake surprised me that they're bringing that back. Didn't the guy say would never do Alan Wake 2?
This isn't
And-
the same guy, I think. I think that they had a new. I think this is a new. They got the rights to do it. Whoever's doing it right now.
Oh, okay.
So I'll have to dig more into that. But they even kind of touched on that during the awards. That like they have the rights to doing it. So you know, it's a great story. It's established. And the people who are really excited about doing it are like, you know, like wanting to do it right. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that one. And they're really leaning into it being more of a survival horror game than the previous one. So that'll be fun too.
So yeah, but for me it was The Expanse.
Good. Tim, what about you?
Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, why?
I always loved the first one and didn't really think they were going to get a second one. The reason they are able to do it is because Microsoft relinquished the publishing rights to the game. I guess they
There you go.
sold it back to Remedy, and so now Remedy can do it however they want it.
Nice.
So I'm excited for that game. I'm excited for the Expanse game, but my excitement is tempered by the fact that I don't really know what to think of these Telltale people. So,
I would like to see the first Telltale game out of the new studio to see what it's like.
yeah.
I think
Well,
this is it.
it looks like that studio was again trying to just offer contract work, which didn't look great for based off of how they treated their last set of contract workers. So yeah, I don't know. I think that may impact my my desire to really play that, even though I think it could be very interesting.
Oh yeah.
But then the Wonder Woman game, I'm interested to see what that looks like.
Yep.
And I mean, I have a sneaky suspicion that game is going to play very much like a Batman game. And it's being done by WB through a studio they bought. So I think it'll be good. I'm looking for something that's a cross between Batman and Tomb Raider out of this Wonder Woman game.
Yeah.
See if it's more Tomb Raider like, then I'd be all in. That'd be great.
I mean, I really don't know how else you can play a Wonder Woman game. I mean, she may not be like out in the jungle and going through little villages like Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say
I
this.
think the mechanics of the
I thought they
game.
said it was open world.
Yeah, I imagine it being like Batman or
But I think it's gonna be a modern-
Spider-Man or something where
Yeah.
you could be walking around as Diana, like on the streets of Paris or wherever she is, and then you don the armor, and it's very much melee focused combat with maybe some throwing of your shield or your sword or your spear or whatever it is, your lasso. There's going to be, I imagine it playing a lot like Spider-Man
Quite possible.
and Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Spider-Man
Mhm.
plays a lot like Batman.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and I love those Arkham games. So my personal, this shouldn't be any surprise, but Star Wars Eclipse was a huge surprise for me in the best sort of way. And what else was amazing about this is learning that Quantic Dream is the one making it. And you guys may be wondering, what is Quantic Dream? Who is that? Why does that sound familiar? They made incredible games in the past that have a very specific feel. Games like Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, Detroit Become Human. Two of those games, Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, I love playing. In fact, Deanna and I played Beyond Two Souls together, where she played as Elliot Page, who's now known as Elliot Page, and I played as the little spirit, and it was a great co-op experience.
Well,
but
I
also,
forgot he was in that game.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I remember that.
and where so Deanna, she played as the main character, and watching her make the decisions and the choices, and then I was able to kind of support her as like her little spirit friend. That was super cool. And if we can have more gameplay and more games to play, I should say, like that, where we could sit down with our significant others, play through a choose your own adventure sort of play style. And I know that there are a lot of games out there like that, but I'm finding that like those are really fun for me and Deanna to play together. And the fact that this is in a freaking Star Wars universe, absolutely. This takes place in the High Republic era, which is, centuries before Vader or anything like that. This is, Yoda. It's a young Yoda. There's the height of the Jedi Order. So there's, and I'm actually reading one of the books right now. It's pretty cool. I really like the storyline, and you're uncovering more about what Jedi are capable of, and like these they're badass. So the fact that we're gonna
wait, back up.
Yes.
You're reading a book.
Listen, I get a nosebleed every night when I read it, but it's fine. I'm getting less and less nosebleeds from reading, so that's a step in the right direction.
Reading's fundamentals, good for you.
So I'm very much looking forward to that. I thought that was great, and I can't wait to see more about it. And in the meantime, I'm going to play Detroit Become Human. I have that on my PlayStation. I just never played it, and maybe that'll give me my fix. Maybe I could get Deanna to play with me.
Ace Tiger says that Wonder Woman is open world, so you can go do.
Yeah.
So it'll be like Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which is good.
Yes. Now, all in all, very pleased with this year. I thought that there were good surprises. I liked the show itself. It did feel like it kind of dragged on, but it kind of like it was the right amount of time. I think any longer than that, they would have lost me. But I liked the pageantry, the personalities. Everything was fun. The announcer, like you had Simu Liu, who was up there. Who else? Giancarlo Esposito, of course. A lot of big names are starting to show up, which is kind of like it's getting to be like the Oscars of video games. So Jeff Keighley's got a great thing happening.
Got a good thing going. Yep.
So
and we saw there was appearances by oh jeez.
Yeah,
what's
Ming
his
Na
face?
Wen.
No.
Well, her, yeah.
It was video. It was recorded, but it was
Oh, Jim Carrey.
It was Jim Carrey, and there was also tall, dark, long hair Matrix dude.
Keanu Reeves.
Thank you. Yes.
And
so there were a lot of big name stars
Trinity.
there that have been in the video game. So
Carrie Ann Moss.
Thank you. Yeah.
yes.
So if you haven't watched it, I encourage you to go on YouTube and check out the entire presentation. If you want to sit through 3 hours, otherwise you just listen to all the major announcements in an hour. That's what we like to do. We like to serve our listeners. So thank you for sitting through that. And you know what we're gonna do also is talk about a video game.
Yes, and the reviews were so mixed. They were surprised.
A video game that we've been teasing this entire time, and it's a little title called Halo Infinite, but not the multiplayer, which has been out a few weeks, and we already talked about that, I think, last week. It's this campaign. It's a campaign for Halo. Who'd have thunk it? Who would have thought that 343, who now owns the rights to Halo, how long have they owned it? Since ODST, right? That was like since when they got it from Bungie.
Maybe.
So I don't
know.
They've had a lot of practice at this Halo thing, and I have to say they fucking nailed it. This is the first Halo game where we're dealing with an open world experience. You are on, the ring, the Halo ring, a ring, and you're trying. There's a bit of a mystery. Some of the story is quite murky at the very beginning, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is the story feels a little murky. You're kind of uncovering different things, the why, the how you're there, as you play through it, which I think is satisfying. While it is a little confusing, it is satisfying to uncover some of the plot. I like the characters, but the new weapons are great. But in all honesty, the one area that I thought I would hate the most about this game, the fact that it's open world, is the thing that I love the most about Halo Infinite. And I love it because it is extremely rewarding and extremely easy to move around that map. For one, the grapple hook is it's a freaking masterpiece of physics engineering and engine design from the 343 team. So kudos on that. The fact that you can grapple hook around that map, hop into vehicles and such, and zoom your way along, I think it's an awesome design. Between that, as well as I don't normally do this because, and I've said it on many occasion on this show, that I find it overwhelming when I have like too much shit to do on an open world game. I'm doing every fucking thing I possibly can in this game because it is so rewarding. You go save, you get to save Marines, which adds to like your valor, which unlocks new things at your forward operating bases to give you new guns and vehicles. But also on top of that, you actually get to unlock customizable options for multiplayer, which is the big reason I'm doing it, because the multiplayer is some of the best fun I've had in in playing a multiplayer shooter in a long time. So all in all, I've been having a blast. It's extremely rewarding. The story's great, and I just can't think of anything bad about it. What about you guys? Enough about me. What about you guys?
I don't know what's going to come out next year. I don't. Is God of War coming out next year?
God of War. Well, it's supposed to, I think.
I don't know. I don't know what's coming out next year. I cannot imagine.
Yeah, it's scheduled for 2022.
I can't imagine even God of War being better than this Halo campaign. This campaign is like going back to the original Halo when it first came out and having that much fun. It is just a blast. It's everything about it is perfect. If you could say, here's your perfect open world FPS, Halo campaign is it.
I don't know about everything.
And grapple melee is the greatest thing ever.
So fun.
It is fantastic. And when you have the shock, that's not
That's fine.
That's not spoilers.
No.
Yeah. When you have the shock with the grapple and melee, oh, it's on. It's great. It's fantastic. The grunts. I don't know if you guys have paid that much attention to this. Listen to the grunts. They're hilarious.
Dude. They're so funny.
Absolutely hilarious. I shot one of them the other day, and it was and he was like sad. He's like, "Oh no, this is the end."
They have personality. They've always had personality, by the way, but it's like tenfold in this game, and it's charming. It's great.
This is the most amazing game. I am so sucked in and hooked, and it is just the best. I can't imagine another. Everything about it. The story is great. The narrative is great. Everything about it is just fantastic. I'm just so blown away by it.
Tim, how about you? Sorry.
It was gonna be. It was Halo. We knew it was gonna be good.
Oh,
but
yeah.
They knocked it out of the park.
It completely killed it. Tim, what about you?
I like it. I really enjoy it. There aren't very many knocks that I have against it. The lack of like available ammo.
Oh yeah, they make you switch guns.
I really dislike the fact that I got to switch guns this much.
Yeah, but grapple melee, you don't need a gun.
Yes, yeah. I mean, the grapple melee really does help. I need to upgrade my grapple one more time so I get the quick grapple, so it doesn't take as long to refresh.
Yeah, that. By the way, this isn't a spoiler because this is a pro tip here. As soon as you get in that game and you have the opportunity to like upgrade your gadgets and stuff, max out your grapple hook immediately. Like, it will make your life so much better when you're playing that game.
At least the first Three.
At least
At
the
least
first
do
three.
the first three
Yeah.
slots of the grapple hook. Those are the first three things you should do. Are those three upgrades on the grapple hook?
Yep.
But yeah, other than that, I've really enjoyed it. I gotta remember how to fly those little like flying scooters.
Ghosts.
The ghosts, yeah.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah, I failed miserably the first time that I tried to fly one of those.
Are you talking about the Banshee or the Ghost?
I think it's the ghost. It's like the purple one.
Yeah, they're both purple, but like one goes in the air, but another one is more like a hover thing.
Yeah, I think it's whatever the hover thing
Okay,
is.
the
and then,
Ghost. Gotcha.
I didn't do real well with it.
The Banshee, I sucked at the Banshee.
But yeah, I've enjoyed the game. And I'm only like I've cleared out a section of the map, but I haven't gone like too far north.
Okay.
But what I've
I'm a
done
bit
so
further
far
north. Yeah.
is fun. And I like that when you open up the fob, like the people go with you.
Yep.
Like they don't
Yeah.
I haven't had anybody go with me on like the mission, but like as I'm just trying to clear out little things in the local area, like them going with is pretty fun.
Hey, you want to try something funny? What you should do is get to a point where, the little weapon lockers where you can get a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Get yourself a Razorback, which is where you can get up to like 5 Marines in there. But give every single one of them a sniper rifle. And just plow through enemies. They just one-shot everybody.
Oh.
It's wild.
How do you give the person you're with a weapon?
Well, you can walk up to them and like whatever gun you have equipped, you can just give it to them. There's like an option
Oh.
there. So it's like take
Okay.
their gun, but they take your gun too. But
Mhm.
if you also just queue up sniper rifles in there, they sometimes like if they're just walking around up there, they'll see it and they'll be like, "Oh, that's a better gun than what I got," and they'll just grab one. But each of the Marines spawns with a specific weapon. Like as you unlock it, like one spawns with an assault rifle, and then another one spawns with a shotgun, and then another one with like the LMG, which sucks. And then another one with the sniper rifle, and like you can just keep. So one of them has a sniper rifle already, so you can give the rest of them a sniper rifle by just spawning them in the little weapon bays in the fobs. So that's a fun thing to do if you want to just see your Marines melt people. It's fun. It's really fun. I feel like they've nerfed the Banshee this time around, but not in a bad way. Yeah, I agree. It's hard. It's hard to use. That what's not hard to use is that the little, maybe it's not a Pelican. What's the Marine flying thing? That one's easy to use and it's really strong, especially in
Also,
multiplayer.
Here's one that I didn't really realize until I got into it a little bit is if you're in one of the
Wasp.
if you're in the one with the turret on the back and you hit the A on the console, if you hit A,
Yeah.
you actually bounce up to the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can drive in, bounce up to the gun, and like unload on people, and then bounce back down.
Did
and
any of
keep
you all
driving.
take the tank?
Yeah.
Like I want to say from the like one of the missions, you can take the tank with you. You can lay waste
Yes, you can.
Yeah,
with that tank as long as the
Yeah.
tank holds up. It's not fun to drive. I don't think the driving mechanic is
the
great.
driving's hard.
in this game.
They've made it harder. I find that
It's
the
definitely
Ghost
harder.
I'm still really good with the Ghost, but
The Ghost is the easiest one.
the rest of them
Right.
are especially that tank. It's tough to use. But that's the fun of it is like you find all this random shit. The other thing that they're doing is putting a ton of like Easter eggs in where you can find these like
Oh,
little caverns. One of them has like a bunch of grunts frozen in time worshiping a sandwich or something. There's another
I
one.
saw somebody posted that.
There's another
I
one.
haven't found it yet. I saw somebody post that. I haven't found it yet.
Well, there's another one where it's paying homage to the original Halo, where you can find this little cavern where it's like all dusty, but there's a desk, like a tube TV, and an original Xbox next to it.
That
Oh,
one I
that's awesome.
found.
You found that one?
Yeah,
That's rad. I haven't
I
found
went
it.
looking for it, but I found it. Yeah.
So cool.
So
stuff
without
like that.
without any spoilers, can you? How far are you in?
I don't want to say.
First or second?
I'm I'm like, I'll say this, like when you hit the main like open area, I'm like 4 missions in or something.
Oh, okay.
4 or 5
I might
missions
be a
in.
little farther than everybody.
I'm stopping and doing
You're both
every
followers in me.
single thing. Every single
I've
thing.
done a lot.
So you know what? I did the dig site,
mhm.
and now I'm heading over to another foundry of some kind.
Okay.
So that
I'm not that much farther ahead, but
yeah,
a little bit. You're going to find out a lot on this mission.
yeah, that's what I'm anticipating. I mean, there were some surprises in some of these missions where I was like, oh, so
Yeah, I've
we'll
heard
see.
a lot of people say that they can't understand what's going on. Just hang on, it's coming.
Yeah, it's vague on purpose, is what I'm feeling like. So I'm
Yes,
just kind
it
of
is.
riding with it, dude. Just going along for the ride, and it's great.
I have several times just sat there, gone, "Holy shit, really?" You know, it's like, wow.
Right?
At the story, it's just been that good.
I love that. What a cool experience, dude. What would you guys rate it? Let's start with
10
you.
out of 10.
10 out of 10. Okay.
10
Tim?
out of 10. Just
9.5 out of
All right.
10.
knocked it out of the park.
I give it
Excellent.
10 out of 10 as well. It's just good old Halo, man. It's
And
good
they're
Halo.
giving it away for free if you got Game Pass.
No better
Doesn't
deal
even cost you any
in
money.
gaming. Freaking love it.
Well, okay, so it came on that Xbox. That Xbox came with it, so it was preloaded and everything. I was
Really?
like, I didn't. Yeah, I had to download like a 1.5 gig patch, and it was ready to go.
Love
I was
it.
like, that's fantastic.
Love it. Guys, that'll do it. That's a show. Let's clap it out. Ladies and gentlemen, watching live over at twitch.tv/AlexAlbisu, thanks for being here and being part of the chat. If you'd like to be part of the chat, we stream this live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Again, at twitch.tv/AlexAlbisu. Joystickandmouse.com is our email address, and that's where you can find all of our contact info, as well as where to like follow us on social media, streaming services, etc. If you'd like to support this show, if you enjoy listening and you're like, I want to give those guys some money, you can do that by becoming a patron over at patreon.com/joystickandmouse. You can get yourself some awesome holiday shopping done by heading over to shop.joystickandmouse.com. T-shirts and other fun swag over there. Let's think. Gentlemen, is that it? That's it. That's all I got. What about you guys? Anything?
Yep.
No? That's it. Well, chat, thanks again for
That's
being
it.
here. So let's go around the horn and say goodbye. Starting with Diddy,
See you later, folks.
J Dimes,
Take it easy.
and for me, be good to yourself, be good to others. So long.
If you like this show, check out more great content at incastmedianetwork.com.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
All right. I don't know why, like, my Elgato card
So you-
isn't capturing anything on my computer.
Oh, you're pulling it from the other computer.
Yeah.
Got it. Now I understand.
Can y'all see I have a guest?
I see that.
No, hold on. Oh, that's a good thing.
She was there during
Hold on,
the
chat.
show.
There you go. You got a little kitty.
Little Mr. Kazi.
Kitty was good the whole time.
Yeah, he jumped up towards the end. He wanted me to get him some treats, and he started meowing. So I had to.
Oh, what a
Oh,
whore.
no, he's jumping. He sees the treats. He's got.
Oh!
down.
What a beast.
He's like, hold up. This is what I've been wanting.
It's funny. All right, we're gonna end things here, chat. Thanks for being here. You guys have a good. Oh, by the way, no stream tomorrow night. I'm going out tomorrow night, so but we'll be here on Wednesday. So.
Oh, what you going to do, sir? What you going to do?
I'm gonna go catch up with Omar and our friend TurboTweet over at Jimmy's in Herndon.
Oh God, it's Wednesday night.
Oh, you got a thing. You got a thing on Wednesday.
I
Don't
might
you?
have a thing Wednesday night, don't I?
I think you do.